Welcome back, y'all. Today, we've got a new video here. Today, we are going to be talking about my Angels predictions and kind of just the team in general here. I posted a video before about how the Angels are a bit of a clown show. Not a bit, but let's just get right into it. Logan O'Hoppe, let's take a look first. I got my phone open. 11:17 p.m. I'm hopeful of a trade. I haven't seen one yet, but got a scoop all notification, but nothing nothing interesting about my team, bro. Nothing since earlier. They say Rays expressed interest in Zach Neto and Freddie Peralta. Haven't seen the trade yet. Whatever. Logan O'Hoppe. I think it's over. I think it's truly over for the Angels and him. This guy just doesn't have it. I don't know what it is about the Angels or what. We traded Brandon Marsh for him 3 years ago. He looked good to start, and he has just struggled since. A 575 OPS is not going to cut it in the MLB for a starting catcher. I've seen some bad catchers. I thought he was different. Fortunately, he's not. Shanuel, started to look like how he was supposed to with the high average. Good player, maybe an all-star appearance in his career. Probably going to be around a top 15 first baseman for like a decade. Oswaldo Peraza, 1.64 on him. Good defender. Dropped off his offensive statistics. Can't even speak. But, he could be a guy who's in here for a couple of years. But it's a guy probably who's not got any future for the Angels. Now, the big man himself, the best trade asset the Angels have, in my opinion, most people's opinion, probably the best player available at the trade deadline, Zach Neto. 766 OPS, 117 OPS plus. His strikeout rate has got a lot higher, but that is due to the Angels lineup itself, which is just not very good. It doesn't help him. It doesn't help Mike Trout. Mike Trout's average is low once again with an 857 OPS. He's having a pretty good year. Once again, he was an all-star. It really just is unfortunate where the Angels are so untalented where it affects the star players in the lineup all the time. I mean, it's happened for years and years. Look at Ohtani the second he leaves the Angels. He's hitting freaking 50 and 50. Not fun, man. Not fun. Not a fun experience for me at all. Guzman, okay player. Think he could be part of the future. Josh Lowe, absolutely terrible. We traded Brock Burke, who could have got us a good asset at the deadline. Mike Trout, obviously, not going to trade, but they should because he deserves it. He deserves to win. He deserves to go to the playoffs. He deserves happiness, basically. Joe Adell. Joe Adell should have traded in the offseason, like everyone said, like I said. 698 OPS, 97 OPS plus, 60 RBIs. Not terrible. .3 WAR, kind of low. Just not a great defender. I think he could be really beneficial to two teams out there. I will get to the two later on. Grissom, good player. Meckler, I think, could be a guy they trade. Guy who just got playtime with the Angels. And has just played well. Replacing Taylor Ward left field. That's an open spot. Josh Lowe, like I said, has been pretty freaking bad. So it helps that, Meckler's been pretty good. Jose Siri, another guy they could trade. He definitely has something left. Just a little bit. Travis d'Arnaud is probably the last guy on this offense that's going to be traded. Team will want a veteran catcher. There is a lot of teams in the catcher market. I know the Braves were kind of interested in a catcher because Sean Murphy might be one of the worst catchers ever. I don't know if the Athletics are going to trade for a catcher or what. I know they're not in the playoff race, but I don't think they're... I honestly don't know. Shea Langeliers out for the season, but I don't know if they're going to go with Austin Wynns and whoever the hell the backup catcher is. That team's cursed this year. The Red Sox need a catcher. They really needed one since Vasquez left. The Yankees, basically since Gary Sanchez left. The Rays, they have guys in the minors, just Nick Fortes is just mediocre, unfortunately to say. The White Sox do. Drew Romo is somehow on that MLB roster, and he is absolutely terrible. This guy has 3 homers this year, 4 in total, and he has like a 500 OPS. And 3 of the homers, they were against my team, of course. But now onto the pitching end. Jose Soriano, very good player. Going to be, a good trade piece. 3.8 WHIP, 3.8 FIP in a 1.2 WHIP. Pretty good stats. 3.29 ERA. Going to be a good guy at the deadline. Reed Detmers 1.1 WHIP. That is so good. 4.05 ERA. Outlier. 3.28 FIP. Look at Dylan Cease last year. Dylan Cease had a 4.75. I want to say last year. Look at him now. He's probably going to be head and head, neck and neck with Cam Schindler for the Cy Young this year. Kind of crazy how that just, that turns around that quick. And the Blue Jays frickin' stink anyway, so it doesn't matter. But these 2 guys are probably the best pitchers available at the trade deadline. I think these are 2 guys who could package, who really could get a package with a top 100 prospect, maybe a pretty good prospect too. Who knows? We'll get more into that in a bit. Wilber Arena, rookie, not going to move. Jordan Romano, still the save leader, hasn't been on the team for 3 months to this day. Brent Suter, probably not going to get them something. Zephron, Bachman, Silseth, all decent pitchers. Zephron, definitely the best one here. I don't like Silseth. I've never liked Silseth. He's always been bad, but he's been better in the pen this year for some reason, and they have a lot of years of control, as we'll get into in a moment. Jose Furman, probably not going to get moved. Yates, probably not for anything. Natera is probably the only guy they'll actually keep in that pen. And now into the salaries here. Mike Trout, obviously going to be on his big deal. Rendon, last year of his deal, not even in. I don't even know. I haven't heard an update about this dude in months. Kikuchi, out for the season. Soler. Now, Soler could probably get them a little bit. Obviously, free agent Robert Stevenson. Played 10 innings for the Angels in 3 years and made $33 million. I don't think they're going to be accepting the team option, unfortunately, to say to him. Travis d'Arnaud, like I said, I think they could get something. Joe Adell, I think they can get a little bit for too. Probably a top 30 prospect, about like top 15 to top 10 range. I think somebody in that, 10 to 15, not unrealistic. For a guy with a lot of power and RBIs, I think, those 2 teams I mentioned before, they can get a lot from Joe Adell, perhaps. Those would be the 2 teams I would value him the highest, or any outfielder in general. Who knows if they'll go there? Yates, I don't know. Neto, free agent 2030. A team like the Red Sox, really valuable. A team like the Rays, really valuable. 2 teams who are going to be good, who have bright futures, who have the players to move in either of these. Yoan Moncada, not going to get anything. He's injured. Soriano and Detmers, even Ohapi, all 3 guys, 2029 free agencies. Ohapi probably going to get them a little bit. Maybe a top 30 prospect at the end. Maybe an older guy, like a pitcher. I don't think so, though. Detmers and Soriano probably going to get them a top 30 prospect. Probably going to get close to a top 100 prospect for either one of them. Most likely Detmers, because he's the better player. Treshlow, not going to get anything. The other 3 guys, like I mentioned before, Bachman, Silseth, and Zephron, free agents in 2031. That means they have 6 years till they're free agents. This is beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Zephron, really impressive the last 2 months. Been one of the best relievers in baseball. Silseth has done his thing. Been good. Bachman's been good, but the Angels don't know how to use him properly, so he's kind of struggled because of that. Now, looking at the Angels, farm system itself here. Bremner, their prospect last year, he's the only guy in the Angels top 100. Sorry, in the MLB's top 100. The Angels farm system currently sits at number 21. This doesn't include, the guys they drafted, Grinlinger, the rookie, or not the rookie, but the 18-year-old from high school. and all the other guys, Will, its brother, and whatnot. You know, this is a team with a lot of young farm system guys, with a lot of guys that could be, pretty good. You know, Rada is 20 in AAA. That's pretty freaking crazy, dude. Um, and this is a guy who's been pretty hyped up the last couple of years. I mean, they got him really young. 767 OPS. I mean, not a super power hitter as an outfielder, which is unfortunate, but a guy who's definitely going to be up in the big leagues. Yeah, next year it looks like. So, looking at these teams though, now the teams, for Zach Neto, the Zach Neto market is mainly the AL East. The Rays, Carson Williams. Since Wander Franco got suspended for all the fucked up shit he did, Carson Williams, Taylor Walls have been terrible. They have been terrible. They haven't filled this spot at all. I'm trying to think. Ha-Seong Kim, I think they signed last year, and they got rid of him after he played, 10 games, 15 games? Not a lot. The Yankees really haven't had a shortstop. Gregorius, I guess? Jeter? I mean, Volpe, Schumann, Caballero, not going to be good, man. Red Sox, Bogarts, been 5 years for them, too. The Red Sox have the best thing, though. Well, even the Yankees have it, too. The Yankees have Lombard. Red Sox have Urias. These are 2 top 10 prospects in all of baseball. Now, there's no guaranteed hit rate for any prospect. Roman Anthony, best prospect in baseball in years as a hitter. In years. And he hasn't really lived up to any level of that hype that he had. And that's the truth. The other big teams, the White Sox, not going to be in on Neto. The Guards, not going to be in on Neto. They're not going to trade him within division. The Astros doing better. The Astros even beating the Angels would also help the Angels trade Neto because Pena would be more off the market. Phillies, Braves, also 2 pretty good teams. I don't think, obviously, the Phillies aren't going to use Neto. The Braves definitely could use Neto. Neto would be a perfect guy in here. I don't know if they have the talent at the top. We'll kind of get into their top prospects in a little bit. Cubs, Brewers, no. Pirates, not going to happen either. They got KG, they're good. Dodgers and D-backs. Well, the Brewers, hold on. The Brewers could. Ortiz at shortstop is absolutely horrible. But I don't think they will. Just doesn't seem like a Brewers move at all. Dodgers and D-backs, nope. Padres, nope. Detmers, Soriano, basically same market here. Yankees, no. Rays, no. Red Sox, no. White Sox, very, very possible. This is probably the top suitor for either one of them. With one other team, I think the White Sox is a perfect spot. They got 3 guys in the top 100 MLB. This is a team that's, ahead of schedule for sure. They are really impressive this year, honestly. And this is a team that needs a lot of pitching with one of those relievers, maybe. Logan O'Hoppe, too. I think this is some deal that I think is pretty realistic with Reed Detmers. I think he would make more sense for Chicago. They've always had a good success with lefties, Mark Burley, John Danks. So, I think this is kind of a good match for both, honestly. And the Guardians aren't. Again, the AL West just won't. The Braves, I think the Braves are a real possibility for both as well. Braves really struggled with pitching besides Sale, Schwellenbach, Strider, Smith, Scheuer, all hurt. Grant Holmes, Reynaldo Lopez, Martin Perez, Didier Fuentes, J.R. Ritchie, really just not been great. They've all been decent, but they need another guy in there. A number 2, Detmers, Soriano would be perfect for this team. Phillies definitely could do it. I just don't see it. I think they're going to probably go for a lesser guy, or they're going to go for Skubal. I have the weird feeling. I mean, they scouted Skubal last weekend. What they need to scout is beyond me. But the other team I would say in this market would be the Chicago Cubs for both. I think that's a big three. I think it's the White Sox. I think it's the Cubs. I think it's the Braves. The Cubs are pitching. Well, they just got rid of Jameson Taillon. They DFA'd him. But they're using David Peterson. They're using Colin Rea. It's not great in 2026, man. I'll be honest with you. You know, Javier Assad. No, man. It's just not going to work for a team that's 14 games over 500. A team that's the 4 seed in baseball. The 4 seed in the NL. One of the better teams in baseball, though. They might have a top 5 record. I just don't think they can do anything in the playoffs with a pitching staff that bad. You know, Imanaga, not very good this year. Cade Horton, not going to pitch again this year. Justin Steele hasn't pitched this year. Could it be any clearer that they need a starting pitcher? No. Now, the Joe Adell market. I think the Yankees are the big one. I think the Yankees make too much sense. Bellinger hurt. Judge hurt. They need help bad. I think Spencer Jones could be in play. I think Dominguez could be in play. Either one makes so much sense for the Yankees to move, and they need help in the outfield, and they need help in the lineup bad. That's why I said Adell too. I don't think either one of these teams is going to be happening there. I think, the Braves maybe. I think the other real possibility is the Phillies. Justin Crawford's been decent, but they're playing Gabriel Rincones. Marsh has been really good too. I think they've won every trade they've done with the Angels, so I'll be honest. I think Joe Adell would be perfect. Go in right field. Adolis Garcia, not good this year, but also injured. Out for the season. Probably won't play again this year. I think it was just a one-year deal. Obviously, they cut Castellanos, replaced him with Garcia. Now they could get Adell, and hopefully he'll be better. The only other teams, is there even another team in here in their market? Probably not. The Diamondbacks, maybe. If they wanted to move Carroll to center, then it would be more possible because the Diamondbacks' production in center has been inconsistent. They got rid of Jake McCarthy. They got rid of Alek Thomas. I don't know, I said it. Thomas. I think that's probably, the Yankees or Phillies, really. The Braves may be in there too. I don't know. Now, the relievers, any team can use relievers. Like the big three that the Angels have with a ton of control, anyone would take these guys on in the playoffs. Rays, Yankees, Red Sox, White Sox, Guardians. Well, not them, unless they give the Angels a good haul. The Braves, the Phillies, the Cubs always need relievers. The Pirates need help in the pen badly. The Pirates are so good on offense, which makes no sense because the last couple of years they've been so bad on offense and they've been so good pitching wise, but they need bullpen help bad. Now, prospects, first things first, we're looking at the White Sox. They have 3 guys top 100, like I said. Billy Carlson, the last one of the 3. They took him last year, first round. They took Bonmer year before that, Hagen Smith. Hagen Smith not going to be on the table for the Angels. One of these two definitely could be in a trade for Reed Detmers. I think Billy Carlson is a guy who really could be what happens here. I don't think they're going to trade Bonmer. I just don't see it happening. I don't think the Yankees are going to trade the Angels George Lombard. I don't think, if they're going to trade for Joe Adell, I think it's going to be one of these guys. Caden Kent, Core Jackson, something like that. Maybe a prospect higher. Now, with the Red Sox, Arias, I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's more likely to be Marcelo Meyer. I think it's more likely to be one of these pitchers with it. An ASC, a Jansen. I don't know why I said it like that. Witherspoon. Probable. If they're going to do it, I think it's going to be like with Meyer in like one of these pitchers. Probably somebody else in the top 10 too. Arias would be a pipe dream. Same with Lombard, too, like I just said with the Yankees. And even with the Rays, with Theo Gillen, not going to happen. These guys are all 3 top 10 prospects in baseball. But with the Rays have 2 great catcher prospects. Flo Welling just won the Future Stars MVP. This is a very talented player. I think he is, obviously, he's in Double A, he's in High A. I think Llewellyn could be a guy who comes up soon, but Bodine could also be the guy who the Angels have been getting. All three of these top three guys are in the top 100. Killen obviously the best. Llewellyn's around 41 and Bodine's around 80. Could we get one of these guys? One of these two guys. I think that makes a ton of sense. The Angels have already signaled they want catchers. I don't know why we're interested in Jake Rogers. I assume it's because we're going to trade catchers, but whatever. Who knows? Who frickin' knows, dude? Now, the Phillies, with Joe Adell, something like that. I said, 10 to 15. I think, a guy like Cody Bowker, maybe, something like this, could be a total possibility. He's in High A right now, but I think this is a guy, something like that. That would be my prediction, something, Cody Bowker or some shit. Honestly, no idea. They have a lot of prospects. They have a decent farm system. Could even get a top 10 prospect, somebody on the edge who just can't get up through MLB right now. I mean, Gage Wood, Aiden Miller, not going to happen, obviously. And Renteria's 2031 year ETA, that is really crazy, man. Damn. And for the other teams too, kind of the Cubs, really anyone on this list is pretty much up for grabs. The Cubs, Matt Shaw, totally a possibility for the Angels if we're going to trade them. Detmers or Soriano. The Braves, too. I mean, Caminiti, Hartman. Hartman would be, Hartman's been a big guy that people have talked about. Briggs McKenzie, too. Even Southcini, I want to say. Southcina? I don't know, man. I'm trying here. But I think that's probably it, man. And hopefully, haven't seen anything yet. Still, no freaking update on my phone. Hopefully, the Angels do something right. I'm hopeful for Musliak. We fired Perry. I didn't think it was going to happen. I'm hopeful, man. Please, 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 bro. Let me have some freaking joy. I'm out, man.